What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and this is a little bit more of a bizarre, maybe it doesn't fit on the channel topic. I'm hearing from people that they miss Midwestly and they want me to cover more, like, not to stop covering pop culture, but to also feather in some of these more news-related topics. And even if they maybe don't get the views the other ones do, if you like them, let me know by leaving a link in the description down below. Now, there's something going on in the world today. No, wait. With whales. First it was the trains, okay? But now something extremely odd is going on with whales, and hardly anybody's talking about it. In fact, the east coast of the United States has been inundated with whales beaching themselves, with dead whales beaching themselves, washing up on shore. And it's perhaps the oddest thing, because many are saying the reason for it is an extremely inconvenient reason for environmentalists and the woke brigade. If you enjoy the coverage I am doing a membership drive this week to become a YouTube member. There's a link in the description and pinned comment below. I have a membership goal of 100 today. At the time of this video, we're at 40. If we hit 100, I'll release another members video. This time a deep dive into my YouTube setup. So you have dead whale washes onto Jersey Shore, 9th in just the Jersey area in the last 60 days. And we're going to dig deeper into this. The massive marine mammal ended up on Whitling Avenue Beach. Clean Ocean Action Environmental Conservation Organization said that the high number of whales passing away in roughly 2-month period has not been seen in the region in over 50 years. Now, that doesn't imply that it's never happened. It's just been a really long time. The group says it believes offshore wind energy projects could be the culprit of raising fatalities. Who would have thought? Look, I'm all for clean energy, actually. I'm super into clean energy. But I'm not one of those people that, pretends that it comes at zero cost and just, the only reason we haven't done it is that we're evil humans or whatever the case is. Quote, the alarming number of deaths is unprecedented in the last half century. The only unique factor from previous years is the extensive scope, scale, and magnitude of offshore wind power plant activity in the region, COA said in a statement. Scientists with the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management have found no evidence that the wind energy projects and the whale passings are related. Quote, and to date, no whale mortality has been attributed to offshore wind activities. That doesn't mean it's not true. It just means they haven't attributed it, apparently. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Fisheries Public Affairs Director told reporters on the 18th. 2 weeks ago, a 41-foot humpback whale named Luna washed up on Long Island Beach. Federal authorities said the 29,000-pound animal was likely struck by a vessel. It's unclear what type of whale washed up this week, but Kaneda estimated that it was the size of a bus. He also questioned why these sightings were becoming more common. Governor, when do we stop becoming coincidences? How many more will it take? He wrote in a post alongside images of the whale's body being tossed in the waves. Off the coast of Virginia, 3 dead whales, 2 humpbacks, and an endangered North Atlantic right whale were discovered in less than a week, Fox News reported Monday. NOAA had declared a, quote, unusual mortality event for both humpback and Atlantic right whales along the East Coast. Activists and government officials have called on the Biden administration to suspend all offshore wind projects in the light of the recent whale deaths until a thorough investigation can rule them out. Now, of course, this is in reference to, hey, we went up to 41 while we're recording this video. Got to get to 100. This isn't, it messes with their sonar, right? And they can't, and there's also some mapping going on of the oceans too, which we're going to talk about. A dozen Jersey Shore mayors, including Kaneda, joined together at the end of January to call for a moratorium on all offshore wind activity until federal agencies can investigate whether or not a link exists. And what's interesting is if you look, it's interesting. I posted this last night, 9 whales in New Jersey in just 60 days. And it isn't just New Jersey. It's interesting, and there's a lot of people who talk about, you see, for the last 20 years, there's been an average of, thank you, Dan Peters, this is good information. For the last 20 years, there's been an average of 7 whale strandings in New Jersey per year, some as many as 12. For the year, by the way, this is 9 in, did it just go up to 42? Shout out, in just 60 days. There may be increased sonar activity in the Atlantic, with the Russians getting antsy, and that has been associated with many increased strandings. I don't know. You look at this. Jim Rickard says, this is what the green new scam is doing to the whale population. They're using sonar shocks to build offshore windmills and are destroying whales' ability to navigate with sonar. The greenies don't care about the environment. They're only in it for the money. Interestingly, there's a lot, there's a lot of stuff going on. People talking about poles, the magnetic poles, things of that nature. Tucker Carlson covered it the other day. A lot of people are saying, climate change. I don't know really how that relates. Because, well, you see timemagazine.com. I thought I had a clip in here that I wanted to show you here. 3 here in the past week. This is in Virginia Beach. NOAA declared an unusual mortality event for North Atlantic right whales back in 2017. Now in 2013, on February 13th, Virginia Beach, there's another beach whale mystery on this side of Virginia Beach. I mean, I don't think, and again, it's difficult, to say for sure, but I mean, you had Tucker Carlson saying offshore wind farm survey that are using sonar like recklessly.
We're living in an age when the precise opposite is true of almost every claim you hear in public, so it probably shouldn't shock you that the people who care to give money to in the Biden administration are backing the construction of massive offshore wind turbines that appear to be killing large numbers of whales. In just the last 2 months, at least 10 dead whales have washed ashore in New York and New Jersey. And on Monday, it happened again. A 35-foot male humpback whale died and washed up on Lido Beach in Nassau County in Long Island. Bruce Blakeman is the county executive of Nassau. He joins us tonight. Mr. Blakeman, thank you so much for coming on. So this seems like one of those stories that, since liberals want to save the whales, or did when I was a kid, you'd think would be getting an awful lot of attention, but it seems like nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it sure seems like it.
Well, first of all, I became very concerned when 7 whales washed up on the shores of New Jersey, because obviously we're just miles from New Jersey. Right. And then when I found out yesterday that a whale had washed up on our shores here in Lido Beach in Nassau County, obviously I became concerned because I know that there is construction taking place out in the ocean. And I think that when you have so many of these large animals that wash up on shore dead, that we now have to take a pause and investigate why is that happening.
I think a totally normal thing. Now, to be fair, there have been big instances in the past where like as many as 100 or 200 marine animals end up beaching themselves, but that's not what this is. You'd have to almost do like a deep dive into each individual, like do an autopsy on each individual whale to figure out, what is actually going on here, because you see the work to actually examine them is grueling and tedious, involves sourcing backhoes and other construction equipment to maneuver the bus-sized animals, taking measurements, and then when possible, undertaking difficult necropsies, a trailer. So it's really hard to figure it out just from a logistics standpoint to figure out what's doing it. But, it's pretty interesting that a lot of people are pointing out that, this could be a byproduct of this huge push to get more green and to get, to push more people into, wind farms. And again, like I said, I am in favor of renewable energy. What I am not in favor of is being reckless about it and going too fast. So I don't want to get reckless about it and go too fast. So this will be yet another thing that we're gonna put up with the bizarre train incident as it develops. So if you're enjoying the coverage, please do leave a like on below the video. And if you want to take part in this week's, I'm not going to shill the membership thing every week. So this week I'm just pushing for it. You can go to the link in the description or pinned comment, pick a level where you back. You'll get access to members only content, all that kind of stuff. I just did, yesterday I did, how much money does the quartering make? I mean, come on, that's a pretty spicy topic. So I'm going to try to do, 1 to 2 member videos a week as long as we keep hitting these goals. So I hope you'll support, and we'll talk to you again real soon.